Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Can you guys hear me? Check, check, check. Check, check, check. All right. I think that's working. All right, give me guys just a second. We weren't planning on streaming this, or I wasn't. So just doing this last minute.
All right, I'm here.
You in here? Okay. Can you pull up the stream? I think I got the stream working. I got my audio working. Need to make sure that they can hear you.
Yeah, let me. Refresh. Okay, yep. Hermetica clan. Looks like it's on.
Okay, let me just give me just a minute. Is your audio coming through? Can you hear? Can you guys hear Jade? Jade test.
Yeah, I think they can hear me just fine.
Okay. All right, guys.
I might be a bit quiet though.
So we were not planning on streaming this again, but we're going to do our best here to get this going. Jade, if you want to hop over and let them know, if you want to let them know, go ahead and hop in and start the first game. If they can first tell us whoever's got first match, can you go collect the information from them? Get their team names.
Sure.
Okay, get their team names and who's got first pick, second pick, so on and so forth.
All right.
And we'll try to get this going. Everybody, I appreciate it. Give me just a second here.
Quiet. And that should be pretty good.
All right, let me try to get these turned up here. Check, check, check. How's that? Does that seem to be any better? Better? Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys. All right, guys. Jade's jumping in with both teams, letting them know where we're at, what's going on. They'll be starting. We will jump into Capture Age. I am going to give you a heads up now that I am not a Capture Age pro. I've used it maybe once or twice, so we will do our best. In the meantime, if you're jumping in, go ahead and toss a message down and let us know if you're in the Pangea tournament. If you've already played, love to know who's all in the stream. And again, I do apologize as this was last second, but we are going to do our best to get you guys some content. I actually haven't streamed on my own in a while, so we'll see how this goes. Alrighty. T-Shooter, what's up? T-Shooter Canassus. My trinkets on the shelf behind me, that is my fragrance collection. That is all cologne on my shelf behind me. So if you guys can help me out, we'll do this together. If there's anything missing, just message it in the stream. We're going to do our best to get you guys some quality content. Yours, mine? Yeah, all cologne. All mine. Alrighty. see here. Alrighty, see if this is working. I do apologize for using my my Rev Miracle overlays, but again, this was last second. For all the moms at church, that's right. Alrighty. We are just waiting for Jade to jump back. He's checking in with both teams, making sure we're good to go. And yeah, from there. Set this up there. This is weird because my whole stream setup is different now too, because I pulled it's showing my Warzone. Look at that, 23,000 kills in Warzone and 400 wins. Disregard.
Alright, so I sent you their team name and the team names, who's on what team, and the spectator link. So Golden and Matt chose the first map, and it is going to be Arena.
Arena. Okay, let's should be able to, once they start it, I should be able to. There we go. Centurions versus the Sea Buckets. Spectate with CA. Let's get into it. Let's see how this works.
Wait, is there a password on the lobby for you?
I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I got a spectator delay, so just gotta wait a second here.
Wait, it showed that there's a password on it for me.
Nope, it's pulling. Okay, we got Goths and Mongols, Western Adu, Goths, Mongols, and Slavs, Turks for Matt in Golden Royal. So I'm getting capture age. It is giving me a second here to load up, but there we go. Everything's loading in now. Jade, can you see here?
Hold on, I'm trying to get in the game myself.
All right, we got Western here is the Goths in green, and his teammate Adu. Adu is in yellow. He's the Mongols. And over here we got Golden Royal. And Golden Royal is playing as the Turks. And we have Vermont Matt as the Slavs in blue. So we'll keep an eye on this here. I'm going to let Jade, again, guys, bear with us as we are doing this at the last second. So I would appreciate any patience.
Did you just use the link that I sent you and it worked?
I did.
What? It says there's a password on it for me.
Are you serious? Try like 1, 2, 3, 4. Lower the game volume. All right, I appreciate that. Thank you. This here. Bear with me.
What?
All right.
What is
how's that? Game volume better?
What is the lobby called? Do you know?
That I do not know. Wait, turn the game volume down and then turn the game volume twice up as loud. Interesting. All right. All right, guys, sorry about that. And we're back. Capture age here. So we got to do. He is luring his first boar. As the Mongols here, and he's doing the TC drop or TC lure. Looks good. Checking on Matt here. Houses, he's luring a boar as well. See if he does the TC lure. Nope, he's doing the old fashioned. Checking Golden Royal. Golden Royal is already on his boar. And Western. Jade, let me know when you're kind of getting comfortable here, and we'll get you going on a couple things.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the game through the lobby, and it doesn't exist, apparently.
So if you just go to spectate game and then just type in Western's name, it doesn't pull up?
It does not pull up.
Maybe just pull up the stream and watch it that way.
Yeah, I can do that.
Maybe we can fix it between the next two games here. But I want to get your thoughts on this matchup with Western and Adu as Goths and Mongols, and then Slavs and Turks. As soon as you got it pulled up, let me know.
Yeah, well, I'm watching the stream now.
Okay.
We'll just abandon the...
We'll try to get that fixed for everybody here in the next game.
Okay, but, yeah, Turks are classic arena civilization. Hands down one of the best civs on arena. Their fast castle into a castle drop into a fast imperial into their gunpowder is just so strong because they get free chemistry, which cuts off one of the big weaknesses of chemistry, which is that it takes so long to research.
Exactly.
Having it for free is just a huge bonus. So Turks are very strong on arena.
I feel like anytime you play a team game on arena, somebody is Turks.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's definitely a surprise if you play an arena game and someone's not Turks, just because of how strong they are.
All right, those of you guys still in the chat, real quick, as he's going through these civs, if you're in the chat, just keep letting us know that audio's good, visuals are good. If you guys have questions, let us know. I do appreciate the feedback.
Rev, I've just jumped in the chat here. You're capturing footage straight from the game. You're not in capture age, so it's just stuck on Adu.
Oh, good call. Thank you. How's that? Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, yeah, good call, guys. Thank you. Let me switch that here. In Streamlabs. Thank you for jumping in. Appreciate that. Okay. Resource, capture age.
Alright, I also found the lobby, so
Perfect.
I'm just catching up to speed now.
All right, how's that now?
Yeah, that looks like it's changed. Awesome.
Yep, looks good.
Okay, thank you guys. See, that's why we we got this stream going in a matter of like 7 minutes with no setup.
And it appears to have jumped back to the game.
Let's try this again. Hold on. How's that? That better?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I think I just need to do this. 1 second. There we go. Still good? Everybody good?
Yep. Looks good. Everything.
All right, thank you guys. Good thing is this is arena, so there's been no action yet. But we do got Western going first to feudal. So Jay, jump back in. Keep giving us some updates here on the civs and the players involved.
Okay, so we went over Turks. Very strong arena civ. Pretty much everyone who's played arena is running the Turks. Slavs, I really like the civ. They're a good booming civ. Their farmers work 10% faster, so they're able to produce more villagers out of more TCs easier, get the food to get up to the next stage faster, and it just makes their economy a whole lot smoother. However, they don't have the strongest options in Imperial Age, which is where arena tends to be played around. They've got Boyar, which are very strong. The issue with Boyar is you need castles to produce them, and it takes a long time to get enough castles built where you can produce a lot of them quickly, and they're also very expensive. But they are a very powerful unit. Their infantry are also very strong, with the Druzhina unique technology giving all their infantry splash damage. The issue with infantry is in early Imperial Age, infantry doesn't It doesn't take very good trades against a lot of the other units you'll see, like just like Paladin or Heavy Camel
Right.
or things like that. It doesn't trade very well, but in post-Imperial Age, their infantry is very good. And then their siege is 15% cheaper. The issue with going a whole lot of siege very early is, again, it dies to other units in early Imperial Age. So Slavs, I think, are really good if you can get to post-imp. Until then, they might lag behind in terms of military.
Gotcha.
But their economy is probably going to be a little bit ahead.
That makes sense. Hey, let me interject real quick, as if you guys are watching, it looks like our top 2 players, the 2 higher elos, Adu and Golden Royal, are both going heavy stone right now. And as we can see, Golden Royal is pushing across the Oasis here with villagers to Castle Drop. And he's actually going across, he's leaving Matt, who's the lower elo player, and going straight to the higher elo player. You think this is a smart move for Adu to go right to, or Golden Royal to go right to Adu's base and bypass Matt?
I think so. I think the Turks against the Mongols, if they're both going for unique units, which they appear to be doing so, I would give the advantage to the Turks solely because their Janissaries have 8 range compared to the Mangudai's 6, I believe, if they're fully upgraded in Castle Age. And so Janissary in small numbers are just able to take better fights against Mangudai because of their range. And Mangudai also just take a whole lot of upgrades for them to be strong, whereas Janissaries are just powerful straight out of the gate.
That makes sense. If we look at our 2 lower elo players real quick, Matt is the first one to castle out of the 2. Yeah, this is looking like it's going to be a Golden Royal versus Adu fight here. And we're about to see, we're about to start seeing those Janissaries that you talked about here in just a moment, so. Yeah, this is going to be dangerous if Golden Royal can put some pressure on Adu early. He is going up with his own defensive castle. What do you think about that?
I like the defensive castle. If you're going to be castle dropped, a defensive castle is one of the best ways to not really counter it, but to nullify the pressure. Yeah. Obviously it's ideal if you can deny the castle with like some early scouts or some archers, but it's high risk not knowing who is going to be castle dropped. So if you do happen to have a castle on your face, your best bet is to do what Adu is doing here, and that is build a defensive castle. For that to happen, you need to almost expect that you're going to be castle dropped and be mining stone early so you can afford your castle. If you're sending villagers to stone once you see the castle go up, you're going to be too late. They're going to be able to break down your walls and do a whole lot of damage before you can get your castle.
Sure.
So I think Adu has the correct approach.
Yeah, I think you're right. And as you see here, Golden Royal is actually sneaking back behind Adu's base, sniped a villager, and seeing where if he can get in anywhere. I don't think he's going to find any pressure that direction. So Adu dropped a castle. He can make Mangudai. How do Mangudai trade against Janissaries, in your opinion?
They don't trade very well.
So that castle's strictly just for defense. He's not making units from there.
Right, that castle's strictly for just defensive purposes. He might make a few Mangudai, just in case a couple of Janissaries happen to sneak by and get in. But in terms of straight-up fights, Janissaries will have the advantage.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say right now. If a Golden Royal doesn't get some more pressure here, I mean, Adu's on 3 town centers. He's on 3 TC with a lot of farms, and VT Matt is doing well as well in his eco. We do have Western dropping a castle at home, but Golden Royal has no eco behind this push of his. So if he can't get pressure, this could be a big a big deal for VT Matt and Golden Royal.
Sure. I think Canassus in the chat has a good point. If you could move your camera to the bottom left corner, we'll be able to see upgrades from the other
Oh,
team.
good call, good call. Let me apologize here for the switch to other screen. 1 second, guys, to apologize. Oops. Again, bear with me. I'm so sorry. Oop. Won't let me move it. There we go. There we go. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that, guys. Do apologize.
There you go.
Yeah, now you can begin to talk about what upgrades we got going here, and we got another town center going in the back for Western. Still got these Janissaries giving Adu a fit. But actually not doing too much damage. Honestly, Adu's, 3 TCs and farms, and he's got a castle. Do you think Adu's worried at this point or no?
I don't think he's too concerned. The big issue with Janissaries and with a castle drop in general is if those units are able to get into your base. And where Adu has placed his castle, the Janissaries can't really run in. They'll have to go around to the right, where Golden's broken another hole through. But the way Adu has placed his buildings inside his base, he'll be able to just put a few more down and have some decent walls. Good enough to just keep the Janissaries.
Here's our problem. Golden Royal's first one just advanced to Imperial Age, and I would imagine here in a second we're going to be starting seeing some trebs to treb down this castle. And if he trebs down Adu's castle, it's free reign, and this game may be over.
Yep.
And still got Western, who made a castle back at home, but I don't believe he's made any units. Yep, and there's the first treb. There's the first treb here. Game chat here. I'm gonna try to turn that up for you guys a little bit. Apologize. Check. There. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you guys.
Now, I'm curious about Western. What's been going on with him? Because he's
3 TC. He's just not pumping out enough villagers here. I mean, if you look at the villager count. This is interesting. Meta saying toggle the bottom right display to show resources. How do I do that here?
So you just kind of click on the graph down there, and it'll cycle through a bunch of different graphs.
Oh, resources right there. No.
So no. On the graph itself, on the right.
Okay.
Right corner. Just click on the graph.
Okay. There we go. There's resources. That's good. I appreciate all you capture age professionals. And down goes the castle, and here we will see the Janissaries running, but the good thing is Adu has made some Magadite, but I don't know how this is going to trade here against these Janissaries. The team score is pretty even, Jade, but who do you think's winning at this point?
It's really difficult to say. I think Golden has given his team some good map control with his pressure on Adu.
Yeah.
The issue is Adu has so many more villagers than anyone else that as soon as he gets to Imperial Age, he's going to be a big threat and could single-handedly wipe out the other team just because of his economic.
It looks like this is, if you look at the map, this has turned into a 1v1 of the top 2 ELO players. Neither other lower ELO has any military. And I'm just curious on what the conversation is between these teams. Especially Adu, if he's asking for help, he's clearly not getting it. So if we see here, Matt just sent Golden Royal 500 food. So Matt's just funding this push. I won't be surprised if we get a GG called here if this last town center goes down.
Yep, very well might.
I mean, Western has 3 TC and a castle, but with nothing. I don't know where he's spending his resources. He's making a monk and a scout, or he's got a scout and a monk. He's grabbing relics, but I think military is what's needed at this point, and it may be too late.
Okay, well, Western's climbing in the vill count. He's got more villagers than either player on the other team. And Huskarls trade fairly evenly against Janissaries. It's one of those weird situations where both units do bonus damage against the other.
Yeah, for sure. Look at this idle TC time. Look at the idle TC time from these three. Matt's the only one with a good TC control. Obviously, Adu's been all, or excuse me, Golden Royal's been all push.
But Adu's making a smart move now, and he's mixing in some elite skirmishers. Good counter against just Janissaries. In a 1v1, it's not so great because the Turk player gets free upgrades on their scouts into light cav, and they get additional pierce armor. So they can just mix in a few light cav and all your skirmishers are dead. But in this situation where he's only against Janissaries, he probably guesses his opponent has almost no eco, so he can't really afford a whole lot of scouts. Elite skirmishers, a decent.
I'm just really confused that Western has not sent any help. If you're in the chat, what do you think about this? What do you think Western's messed up by not helping his teammate? And we got Matt going to the Imperial Age, and he is just on full boom up here. He's 2 town center, it looks like, and his teammate is just pushing away. Yeah, I think it's over as well.
Now, Megadai do have bonus damage against Siege, so if the Duke can get lucky, and if the Janissaries are out of position, he can type all those trebs.
Agreed. Let's see if he even has updates on his skirms here. So he's got some. Yeah, these trebs have just done damage, and nothing can push against these Janissaries. Matt and Western may win and lose this game without even playing, which is pretty incredible.
I don't know, like, it looks bad in Adu's base, but look at the Vill numbers. It's almost 100 for both Adu and Western, and not even 100 combined for the other.
I really do believe if Western could send in some help here for Adu, I think he could have saved him, but at some point, he's going to push, he's going to clean all this up. Those Trebs and Janissaries, once that TC goes down, there's nowhere else for him to hide.
So while this... Funny thing is, while this has been a 1v1 between Golden and Adu, this could very easily turn into a 1v1 between Western and Matt. If Western, he's about to hit the Imperial Age, if he floods in with Huskarls and wipes up this army from Golden...
There it is, the GG's called.
Okay, never mind. They're just gonna tap out now.
Yeah, interesting. And Western continues to play on, probably feeling like he never got to play, but I think he kind of left his teammate to dry there a little bit. I didn't see him sending much res, and he had, it looks like, I mean, Western had a good eco. He's floating 2,000 food and 2,000 gold. What is your thought there, Jade? I mean, floating that much res and having made no military to help your teammate.
Yeah, one of the biggest, I guess, weaknesses of players of lower elo is the inability to spend resources.
Yeah.
I think like micro's great and all, macro's great and all. If you don't spend resources, you can't win a game
Agreed.
because you just can't make units, you can't build buildings, and you just can't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at this here, Matt had almost 20,000 food, and Western sitting at 12,000, and neither one of them even got involved at all. Which, again, for the winning team, didn't really matter, but I'm sure looking back, he would have loved some help from his teammate. Looking there. Yeah, looking back at the map. Interesting. Yeah, that's I think probably the frustration for some of the higher elo players that have been paired with lower elo players on both sides. Is as much as 2v2 can turn into a 1v1 like this, if you have two good players who team up together, it's a little bit easier to take out an over or a higher elo player. Would you agree?
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, let's see if we can.
Okay, it looks like they're setting up the lobby and getting ready to go.
I don't know the best way to switch out of this other than exiting out of Capture Age and opening it up again. Is
if you just let me just look at the stream. If you just stay there,
okay,
then go into the game.
Okay.
And when you spectate,
I don't have to close out. Okay.
Yeah, don't close it out. Just like when you spectate the game and when the countdown's going down, there will be an option to spectate through Capture Age, and it will just automatically.
All right, we'll try to get this going for you guys. Yeah, GG's for them. Again, total score, it was close. The total score was close the whole time, but Golden Royal with those Janissaries and Trebs was tough to stop. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's Turks on Arena is difficult to stop at any level. You'll see it in low level, you'll see it in high level, and any level in between. So there's no shame in losing to it.
Agreed. So what's the conversation here for the both higher elo players to their teammates right now? What's that conversation you think?
I think it's probably going to be along the lines of I just need you to do something. I don't like it doesn't really matter what you do. I just need you to do something.
Yeah, I mean, because in that case, in that last game, neither one of them were being double teamed, so they necessarily didn't even need military, right? Even early on, maybe some res help, or again, hey, go hit his base, get him off me, buy me some time, A dude probably told Western to uninstall the game. While it's frustrating for sure, thankfully most of the players in this know this is just it's a fun tournament. They know they're matched up with a lower elo player for a reason. So I think there's while the frustration is probably there, and that's very funny. Hopefully that's not what Adu said, but I get it. All right, we're still just waiting for this game to come through. Load up in the lobby, and I'll get us back here. But for all of you guys who've joined us in the chat, thank you so much for watching. And hopefully, I'd love to see this go to a third game. So we shall see.
Has anyone ever told you you look like if Doubt had facial hair?
Well, considering I never stream Age of Empires and I stream Call of Duty, no one knows who Doubt is in the Call of Duty community. But that is pretty funny. I don't know if that's a dig or a compliment or just in between. So
you know what? You can take it however you want.
Oh, that's funny. All right, still no Adu. Do you want to jump into their channel real quick, or are they both still separated? See if there's anything they need, or if they're starting back up. And if you could let us.
I think they're just getting everything ready to go. We should see it pop up here in a minute.
Okay. I don't know if did they speak to you already on map choices? Who the first map choice was from? Which team?
The first map choice was from Golden and VT, so Centurions.
Okay.
Looks like map 2 is Arabia.
Map 2 is
That
Arabia.
might just be the default appearance, but I think it's Arabia.
Okay. All right. I'm still just waiting for this game to pop up. I don't see anything yet, so we will just keep it here. And again, appreciate your guys' comments. Thanks for being here and watching with us. Old man with a baby. When you say old man with a baby, how old are we talking? How old are we talking?
Are we talking like 35?
Jeez, the hurt, Jade. The hurt.
I'm sorry,
You
I don't
already
know what.
you already said I look like doubt. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I don't know what old is.
Well, I guess that's the question I'm asking. Old man with a baby. How old are we talking here? Regular prostate exams. So we're talking plus 40, huh? Plus 40?
Okay, 40 makes sense.
Oh geez, I'm so close though. That kind of hurts.
Right or not a toxic community? Yeah. As far as Age of Empires goes, Age of Empires, comparatively speaking, is a very wholesome community.
I agree
Very
with that. I agree.
friendly, very welcoming. And I guess the Hermetica clan, especially, I would say, is very, very inviting,
We'll
very
take 40.
friendly.
Do I hear 45, old man? 45.
Do I hear 47?
That's right.
Can I get a 47? 47, anyone? No?
No 47.
Okay.
So we're still waiting for this game to load. Well, the last ranked game I played, we got told to. Oh, geez, yeah. I had a couple of ranked games earlier, and I was watching some 1v1s, and they were not the most wholesome as well.
Yeah. So. The problem with any community is it's gonna have a few. How to say this? A few against the grain people. Yeah.
Agreed. Hey, every family has them. Every Discord has them. So I do feel like Hermetica does a good job with the mods to keep everybody in line, make everybody feel comfortable, but also not take any bull crap, right? So
sure.
All right. Well, I thank you guys for being patient with us as this next game gets started. We're just waiting for them to launch into what is game 2. And I apologize on Capture Age. I don't know how to edit all the information and change the team names and do all that fun stuff.
I do.
So, do you? Okay.
As soon as it starts, I can walk you.
There we go. All right, we're gonna load this in. Game 2 with the Centurions and the Sea Buckets.
Yeah. So if you just click on it, then there should be an option to spectate with CA.
Yep, got that. Yep, I'm loading in now. So
all right.
We have a 100-second spectator delay. So in the meantime, let me switch my screen back over for you. And how are we looking?
Well, let's see here.
How are we looking here?
Yep, looks pretty good.
Okay,
all right.
So,
if you go to the spectate tab,
all right,
then as soon as the game starts, you'll be able to edit things here.
Okay.
And you can edit the names. You can also edit the score.
All right, we'll try to get that in for you guys early in the game as there's not much action, but I know the most important for you guys is to see the gameplay itself. So I will not let my lack of knowledge in Capture Age hopefully detour you from much of the game. So,
well, in the meantime, looks like it is Arabia, and we've got Poles and Mayans versus Berbers and Malians.
Poles, Mayans, and Berbers and Malians. What are you thinking of that matchup so far? Is one favorited out of the two matchups, or
I would definitely favor Mayans Poles. Myself.
Poles. Tell me why.
So Mayans, age-old classic Arabia Archer Civ, top 5 Arabia Civ. In general, they get just cheaper archers, allowing them to get a lot more on the field earlier. And then their economy is pretty good. They start with an extra villager, and their resources last 20% longer. And then in Castle Age, they have the option to transition into Eagles, which is a very powerful unit if you can get them messed up. And Poles, one of the newer civs, but very strong as well.
All right, we're getting jumped in here. And we will get going. So we have an Arabia start. And anybody that plays Arabia pretty much knows the first couple minutes what that looks like. You're looking for your sheep. You're looking where you're going to wall. In the meantime here, we have Golden Royals team and Western's team.
Yeah. So if you tab out and go to Capture Age.
Alright. Yep.
Then you can go to the Spectate tab. Like oh shoot. Okay, click on the Capture Age icon below the map. To the left, there you go.
Settings here.
And go to settings, yep.
Oh, okay, here we go. I see. Okay.
And then casting, enable scoreboard. Go back to casting.
Okay. I see it. Okay. Oh, what's Golden Royals team name? Which one are they?
Golden Royal was Centurions.
Yeah, oops, if I can spell it real correct. Centurions. Oh my gosh. Centurions. Okay. Is that an I in
And
there? I
then
can't even
West,
tell. It looks weird. Okay. And Western's team is the Sea
Western
Buckets.
was the other one. And then if you go to, there's the 0-0, that's the score. You can click on the first little bubble below the score.
Like so.
And that,
Okay. Oh, but that's the wrong way. There we go.
there you go. And then just jump back into the game.
All right, let's get back to it. Alrighty, thank you everybody for, again, the understanding of us being newer to Capture Age, at least myself. So.
Didn't Golden and VT Matt win the first game?
Oh, did I put it on the wrong side here? Let me go
So
back to that.
no. Just go up to the scoreboard and just click on the bubble there at the top.
Go. Got it.
There it is.
There we go.
Yeah, you're getting it.
I hear you there. That forgot the type test. I think I got it now. Centurions and Sea Buckets. All right. All right, let's check out the builds here. A villager count. Let me see here. Food, everything looks pretty even here.
Yeah, so Adu, as the Mayans, you'll notice the villager count is about the same, but Adu will have loom already, whereas everyone else will not. That's because starting with 4 villagers, you are going to be pop capped right at the start until you build your houses, so you may as well just get loom right away.
That does make sense, and I am seeing here, Matt already has 9 seconds of idle TC, which is kind of a big, which may not sound like a lot of idle TC time, but when everybody else is at 1 second pretty much, 8 seconds makes a difference in Dark Age, that's for sure.
What time are you at of the game? Just at the top under the scoreboard, it should say the time.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
I'm at 4 minutes and 47 seconds. You want me? I can fast forward a little bit here.
Oh, are you fast forward? Yeah, okay. Fast forward. I'm at 540 right now.
All right. I think we're there. 548, 549, 551.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Yep.
We're in sync.
There we go. Thank you, everybody.
So I guess going back to the civs, Mayans very strong. Talked about those. Poles, newer civilization, also very strong as a cavalry civ because of 2 reasons. They have the full work instead of a mill, which enables all farms built within a certain range of that building to have 10% of the food immediately dropped off. That makes your food income skyrocket over the course of the game. One of the best food bonuses in the game, hands down. That means in Feudal Age, you'll be able to get a lot more scouts out, and in Castle Age, you'll be able to get a lot more knights out.
Yeah, for sure.
Not only that, if they get a castle, their Castle Age unique tech makes their knights cost 60% less gold. So they can flood knights in Castle Age. That's what makes them super deadly.
That is strong. I was looking here at Western forgone a lumber camp and made the full work. Is that a typical build here for the poles to go for before the lumber camp?
He has a lumber camp. It's just behind the trees.
No,
there.
he just made that though. He made the full work first and then came here and built
Oh,
that.
oh,
He took all his straggler trees and then came here.
I wouldn't do that myself. It's still better to make the lumber camp first. The only reason you would be rushing your full work is if you're also going to rush like 3 or 4 farms, which you just won't have the wood income for anyway.
Yeah. And as you can tell, if you look at our 2 higher elo players, you can tell right off the bat that they're following a specific build order. And our lower elo players looks like they're more winging it. Would you agree?
Yep. Yeah, for sure. It looks like standard 19 pop scouts for golden,
Yep.
and standard 22 pop archers.
Yeah, golden's
for
he's got a stable building up here, and Adu. He's dropping his barracks, and we'll go from there. Let's see here. We got VT Matt. He's beginning to wall up on the front side here. I think worried about raiding. But
Now, VT Matt as the Maulians is very interesting. In Feudal Age and Castle Age, Maulians will lag behind. They don't really have an economy bonus. The only thing you could really count is their buildings being cheaper, so they can save a bit of wood that way. But they don't really have any other real eco bonus, so they can't compete with Mayans economically. And they're also going to struggle military-wise, because the Mayans have cheaper archers, they can get a lot more units on the field. So they're going to struggle. But in Imperial Age, I'm of the opinion that in Imperial Age and post-Imperial Age, Maulians against Mayans is one of the hardest civ counters in the game.
interesting.
For the sole reason that Maulians have a civ bonus where all their barracks units get 1 additional pierce armor per age. That means with full upgrades in Imperial Age, their champions and their pikemen will have 8 and 7 pierce armor. Which is kind of ridiculous. If you consider what Mayans are good at, they're good at archers, they're good at eagles. Champions with high pierce armor counter both of those.
Yeah.
So Malian champions, there's nothing Mayans can do about that.
Interesting. Well, so they obviously don't want to let it get to that point. But I do have a question for you. Western just had 6 idle villagers for quite a while, and in the meantime, he is stonewalling from a random gold pile to his random barracks. What's your thoughts on Western's walling here?
It's terrible. I don't know how to say this lightly.
Yeah.
It's really bad.
I'd love to see him knowing, Golden Royals, Berbers, that he could wall a lot tighter here in his base if he's going to wall. With the scouts out now, here's the thing: he walled and he made 4 spears. Don't you think it should be one or the other at least? I mean, the need for 4 spearmen plus stone walls is a bit overkill, in my opinion.
Yeah. So the issue with stone walls is, one, you're using stone, which you'll need in Castle Age for town centers. You won't be able to build town centers if you burn through your stone on walls. 2, they're unnecessary in Feudal Age.
Agreed.
Anything that can be accomplished with stone walls in Feudal Age can be accomplished with palisade walls.
100%.
The whole point of walls isn't to keep your enemy out, it's to stall your enemy and buy you time.
Agreed.
And if you're playing it well and you have military on the field, palisade walls and other buildings that can be used for improvised walls will function perfectly fine.
Agreed. I will say, looking at each of the bases here, even Adu has really made some large walls, large base, and same with Golden Royal. Golden Royal has a massive wall. But VT Matt, in my opinion, has a really nice base set up here. He's got his archery range. He's got his everything else kind of walled in slowly. He's not necessarily overcommitted. I feel like he's in a pretty good place to be able to help out his teammate Golden Royal in the long run.
Yeah, but it looks like Golden is going to need help here quick. There's, looks like 8 archers and a spearman in his base.
That's correct.
Now, Golden would be able to engage this army easily if it weren't for that one spearman. That one spearman is giving him so much grief.
Agreed. I think he just did the right thing, though. He has to dive it, take out that spearman, and go from there.
Yep.
At least to thin those archers out. Even if he loses the fight, if he can thin them out, he's in a good spot. But as you can see, it's a 2v1 again. Although it's only 2. This is 2 more military than Matt made last game. So, yeah, we're in a good spot there. He's got the hill. Adu has the hill. Thinned it out. He has 2 full health, and everyone else is pretty injured. And I think they could clean up this army with these scouts and 2 archers.
Yeah, they can.
These guys are. And look, Adu's trying to get out. He's going back home. He needs a doctor. He did some damage.
I would like to see scale barding for these scouts.
Yeah.
If you're with scouts against archers, getting the first defense.
Yes.
Yeah, getting the first defense is a priority. Bloodlines is nice, but they'll still die to archers if you don't have that defense.
I typically take the armor first. So you would assume and agree that that is the better than bloodlines.
Yes.
All right, looks like these are going to find some damage, which I think is the right thing for Golden Royal to do. If he can go get some damage with his scouts. And as you can see, the archers know where he's going. I would really like the archers just to keep putting some damage. Honestly, they might as well just stay. They're going to get caught out here in the open without a spear.
Yeah, well, now Adu is hitting VMAT at home. He's got his walls up.
He's got a ball of archers here.
Yeah, Matt has his walls. The issue now is the way he's built his walls. All of his resources, except for his farms, are ranged by archers. Both his wood lines and his gold can be ranged. So he's either going to need to drop a tower or bring his army home.
Agreed.
But Adu is going to be the first player up to Castle Age, and Golden's going to be right behind him.
Well, guys, we still have Western building this great wall of China, all stone walls. It's actually a pretty good walling space. It's keeping it nice tight now, a little bit tighter than he was. Looks like he's going to go to this stone and try to include his golden back to the wood line. But we will see.
Yeah, I will say, Poles is probably the only civilization you could even come close to justifying stone walls, because Poles want to be on stone. They get, I think it's 33% gold for all the stone they mine. So every 3 stone they mine, they get 1 gold. So that's a nice bonus. And they also want the castle to make their knights cheaper and get that upgrade. So that's probably the only civilization I think you could justify stonewalling like this, but even so, this is excessive.
Agreed. You see here we got Golden Royal dropping 3 stables and a blacksmith now. I only say this because when I look back at my games, often I make too many stables at first, and I could use that wood for more farms or more res. Do you think he can afford to produce from 3 stables at this point?
Yeah, so kind of the rule of thumb, kind of how the math works out, is for each town center, you want to be constantly producing. You want 6 villagers on farms. For each stable you want to be constantly producing from, you need, I think it's 7 villagers on farms. So he has 1 TC already, so that's 5 farms he needs. And then if you're going 3 stables and making knights or camels, you're going to need an additional, like, 21 farms. So that's about 27 farms he's going to need for this. He only has 18.
And he's sitting at 18 right now, and we just got to transition the crossbow, and we have a slew of crossbow here, giving Golden Royal some pain. And I think we're going to be in the same issue as last time. If Golden Royal cannot get some help here from Matt with any military, and he's got reserves coming. He's got 11 more crossbow coming. This could spell danger.
Yeah, I think Golden needed to, instead of build a third stable, drop a siege workshop.
So he did put up 2 defensive towers.
Yeah.
But I mean, he can build back this way, but at this point, unless Matt can go get some damage maybe to Adu's base,
Shot it.
which is what I would suggest, if he can get some military and go put some pressure on Adu.
Sure.
Because again, Western's not really a threat at this point. Western's dropping a defensive castle, and he's stonewalled in, but he has no military either. So
She did.
Yeah, these crossbow are just suffocating Golden.
agreed.
They're not really killing anything, but look at this. He's got 0 on food now. He can't take any of his farms. So he's not going to have any knights on the field, and his only hope is going to be in his siege. Yeah, against a cavalry civ, this is one of the best things you can do with crossbow. If you're not able to kill anything, just sit there and deny their farms.
Yeah, and like you said, he's not getting any. He's not taking any units out right now, but he is denying all of his food. He could put him back on these. Oh, now we can see a Maginot. This could be huge if he can get a big shot. This could be a huge shot for Golden Royal to get rid of a lot of these.
Yep.
He doesn't see it coming.
Tower's doing damage.
Oh, he's backing up. We get a big shot, Maginot shot, to nothing. But it did scare him well. Golden Royal needs to get his villagers back producing right now. Now that he's got a defensive Maginot, a 7 range.
Shot it.
It's
Here's the
equal
crazy.
range.
Yeah. Here's the crazy thing. Adu's been dancing around with those archers in Golden's base. He also has archers over by Matt's base doing damage as well.
He does. Adu is playing out of this world right now.
He's playing about how I'd expect an 1800 would be playing.
Yeah, I agree. Adu is an 1800 for a reason. So again, seeing Western here in his fortress.
I love these walls. They're terrible, and I love it.
Look at this. I mean, the great thing about it is he didn't even wall to the edge. He just left it.
He hasn't walled to the edge yet. He's still open. The walls he's building now on the top are like completely nullifying the walls he built around that. Oh, I love this.
I do want to throw this out there. We do see 21 skirmishers coming in from Matt. What are your thoughts on making skirmishers in a team game here? and can they compete with what is this, 36 crossbowmen?
Well, let's look at his upgrades. He has Bodkin Arrow. He does not have the second armor, and that is arguably more important than Bodkin Arrow if you're going against crossbow.
I'm looking now. These 2 combined armies. I'll take Matt and Royal's army over Adu's with these 2 Maginels and the Knights. But I don't know where the Maginels are going. They're going back home.
Yeah, in this situation, I would favor Golden and Matt's armies as well. However, yeah, in a team game, generally speaking, going skirmishers is a bad idea. For the sole reason that most of the time in team games, you'll have one player going archers, the other player going scouts into knights.
And he's going to lose all of his skirmishers here. He's not microing at all, and he's getting completely out micro.
Yeah. But yeah, skirmishers and scouts will die to archers and scouts every time.
I think that's good by Matt. Pull away, save your army, save what you have. But this ball of archers, unless you can get some big Maginel shots, it is going to be a problem. But we do see Golden Royal trying to... It's open here. If he can go right in, just go right in. Go right in. It's open. Oh, my goodness. Golden, go in the base. Look at this wood line is just... Oh, my goodness. What is happening?
Golden and Matt are on a team. Golden doesn't really need to
never
go
mind.
in
I
his base.
apologize. I'm going the wrong way. Thank you for catching me there. I'm like, why is he not attacking him? Why is he over there? I'm thinking Golden should go get some pressure here on Adu in his base. He's got the mobility. He's got nothing but palisade walls he'd break right through.
And Adu's up to Imp already. Crazy, crazy stuff.
Yeah, what is happening here? So they're forcing a fight. Dude has the better army. He's got the better micro. He's got over 50 crossbowmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless Golden and Matt can find some damage right now when they do, this could be over as well.
Yeah, it very well could. If the archer player can get to imp and get arbalest, get bodkinero, they're very, very scary. Pretty much the only way to stop that is if you can get the cavalry player to imp and have them get the last armor. Then they can trade okay.
Yeah, wrong team there. Thanks for catching that. I was so confused there until Jade caught me. I'm like, what is happening right now? Why is he not going in? And that makes a lot more sense. So yeah, I like this. I like this army here. They have a chance if they can get some big shots with these Mangonels and thin this army out. This could be huge. I would just take those knights right in, and here's the Mangonel. Come on.
Yeah, I would say loop them around and stop that army from going anywhere. They have about a minute to do damage, and then after that, they're kind of screwed.
Yeah, even if he took a handful of those knights and took them back by this palisade wall down here. We gotta protect, don't lose. Okay, we are seeing for the first time in these two matches where all players are fighting at once.
Yay!
Wow.
Everyone's here.
Everybody's invited to the party. But like you said, we do have a new in Imperial Age. And unless they get huge bag shots to clear this alley out, this feels like this game's over.
We're seeing Arbalest, Bodkinero, and Chemistry. All the upgrades for these crossbow. Arbalest giving crossbow plus 5 HP and plus 1 attack. Bracer giving archers plus 1 range and plus 1 attack. And then Chemistry giving them plus 1 attack. So they're going to be scary.
The arbs are in. There's only one Mangonel left. This could be a GG call. I feel like they could have got more damage if they would have brought those knights in and attacked Adu's eco. But I don't see anybody stopping these arbs.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think the difference is between this game and last game? Anything?
Military numbers.
Yeah, military numbers for sure.
I mean, Arabia and Arena are very different from each other. Arabia has very heavy importance on Feudal Age. The game can be just won or lost in Feudal Age with Arabia. And on Arena, it's kind of impossible for the game to be won or lost on any sooner than mid-Castle Age.
We have Golden Royal has just clicked up, it looks like.
Well, if he can keep his knights alive, and if he can get the last defense on those knights, he might be able to engage this army.
Look at this. Nice town. I'll take it.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, he literally just one-shots the Palisade Wall. How many stables is Western on? We will take a look here.
Western appears to be on 3 still.
He's got 9 stables. He's building 9 right now, so...
Western on 9 stables, yep.
They're not up yet, but they're coming.
And he did get the upgrade Slatra privileges, I believe. That's what it's called. Which makes his knights only cost 60 food and 30 gold. So they're very cheap.
Yeah, if you look at this idle TC time, this just kind of, I mean, Western has had almost 20 minutes of idle TC, and if it wasn't for Adu here, you know, VT Matt's on half that at 10 minutes. But Golden Royal, only at 2 minutes idle TC, he has just been very efficient. I don't think he was expecting to see 50 arbs in his face.
Yeah, true.
do got Western massing up some knights here.
Matt's an imp. I would love to see him go champion, but he does not have the economy for it.
You'd love to see him go champion. The problem is these arbs, if they come over, those champions die quick.
Yeah, but with the additional pierce armor, they do stand a chance. The issue is getting there is expensive and takes a long time, and time is not what they have at the moment.
Shot it.
Yeah, and he's still got 10 arbs just holding Matt off his gold. He's on the back gold now. He did drop the defensive tower. You know, this could be tough. You think we're gonna go to a 1-1 series, or are we gonna get a 2-1 up here?
Yeah, I think so. This looks very over. I just don't see a way they can kill these Arbalists.
Yep, there, and the GG is called. GG is called, and we have a win for the Sea Buckets. This just goes to show the difference of an open map with a top player versus the ability to defend with stone walls. So, well, Jade, if you want to do me a favor, do you want to jump in with them? I believe we're going to have to use the Wololo bot for the final match, correct?
I believe so. I'm kind of hesitant to jump in and maybe throw off their mental game, but we'll check the Wolo bot. It looks like it's gonna be Coastal Forest. Oh boy.
Forest. Okay, well, if you want to check in with both teams, and we will go to a little break here, and let's we will go to a quick break, and we'll get back for the next match.
I sent it to you.
Alrighty. We'll leave the game here. We'll look at the final here. A dude with 151 kills just went rampant. And you can see again the 1800 skill play it showed in this game. And 1800 to a 1400 player is just there's such a big difference there. I feel like every 100 elo you jump, it's just the skill gap is pretty large.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy how this game scales.
Yeah, a dude with 117 villagers. I mean, he played well. Played very, very well. Yeah, all right. We will pull up the next game here in a second. Gonna get started here. Again, thank you guys. I know there's been a few of you jumping in and watching the tournament. Appreciate you guys. Again, thank you for giving me and Jade the time to kind of get logged in here, get comfortable with our first one, and bearing with us. So we will wait for this next game to get started, and as soon as it's up and ready, we will get logged in here for you. Jade, you got any calls on this final match here? What are your thoughts?
So Coastal Forest is a rather unusual map.
So the Wololo bot. So it's Coastal Forest. So just to remind everybody, neither team picked this. Like they're both confused as we are, right? I mean,
Right.
Lithuanians are good if they get their relics, but still a bit weak versus archers. Yeah, I agreed. Yeah, Lithuanians are good if they get the relics. That's what makes them OP. But if you can deny those relics, that's for sure.
Yep. I've played on mega random maps. I've had a couple times where I picked Lithuanians because there's generally a lot of relics, and had 0 relics spawn, which really sucks.
Let me ask you this, Jade, going into this last game, what player of the 4 do you feel like has to step up the most to get this final victory? Like, do you feel like just one of the 2 high-level players should just run through and knock it out, or do you feel like, hey, if Vermont Matt steps up, that team could pull it out? What are your thoughts there?
I think if Matt steps it up, they can win. Because here's my thought process: one of the biggest determining factors of team games is your team's ability to coordinate your military.
Yeah, agreed.
Being able to balance your armies, move together with your armies. If you can have scouts and you can have archers working together, you can kill anything that would counter either one of your armies individually.
Yeah.
So the ability to coordinate your armies together is super, super important. And I feel like Adu is so much ahead of anyone else in this match in terms of skill.
Agreed.
He could probably 1v2 the other players if they're not working together. If Golden and Matt work together with their armies, I think they could have a chance to overcome the skill barrier, I think.
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. I see in chat Meta talking about saying a dude just needs to teach Western a simple build order. Is it too late though? Is it too late at this point? I mean, can you tell him, hey, write these first 10 steps down to contribute here? Just go scouts. Do these 10 steps. Just make scouts until I tell you to stop. Do you think there's time for that or no?
No. I think the issue with learning a build order isn't learning the steps so much as is breaking the muscle memory you already have and moving it to what it's supposed to be. That just takes a lot of practice. Okay. And I have build orders myself that I'm still trying to learn solely because I played for so many years doing whatever the heck I felt like. Trying to break that habit is very difficult. Yeah. So yeah, I think he could tell him the steps to follow. Actually following them is a different story. But I think that's one of the fun things of Age of Empires. There's just always someone better, and fortunately it's a wholesome enough community you can generally find someone willing to teach you.
Agreed. Agreed. In the meantime, being that this is a final game, I don't know if you have the ability to, Jade, but if you want to post and maybe mention to everybody that the final game's taking place in the Discord, if anybody wants to jump in and watch. I know we'll help probably a lot of people watch back this game, but being the time, it's 11 p.m. Eastern time, so I know for a lot of people it's in the middle of the night and they're asleep. But maybe there's somebody out there lurking who wants to catch this last game and they don't realize it's being played right now. So maybe in the general chat or in the tournament chat, you can shoot a message out, let people know it is the final game. And I'm still searching here. We don't have the game loaded up yet, but once it gets loaded up here, we will get you into the game. In the meantime, give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, we got the game loaded up here. It just popped in. We got Coastal Forest with Western and Adu versus VT Matt and Golden Royal. And just for your viewing pleasure, here's Golden Royal's Elo and games. We have Adu's sitting at 1800. Great player as Adu is. We have VT Matt with 3 wins and 9 losses. A newer player. VT Matt has come a long way. I believe I played with Matt. I don't know, maybe some of his first games, and he's twice the player that he was. So he's come a long way, and I'm sure he'll just get better. And Western sitting at a positive win rate, sitting at 738, 1v1 elo. So yeah, that's where we're at, and we'll jump in here.
Yep, Coastal Forest, really odd map, really uncommon. Most people hate it with a passion. I've only played it a couple times, and it's not really having a defined meta right now, from what I understand. No one really knows how to play the map, so I guess we'll just see what civs they chose and go from there.
What did I do? I think I messed up something here. Can you look at the stream? Or no, there we go. I think it's loading it. There we go. There we go. It just took a second. I thought I broke it, but I did not. So we got the Berbers and the Portuguese and the Saracens and the Tatars, as I like to call them, the Tatars.
Yep.
What's the Civ matchup? Get into that a little bit.
Okay, so we see Portuguese and Berbers from Adu and Western. Portuguese, honestly, I think kind of a hidden gem in terms of civs. There's nothing super powerful about them at a first glance. All of their units costing less gold is nice, but it's not super powerful at an initial glance. However, what that means is their archers, their knights are all going to be slightly cheaper. So whatever they go for, they should be able to outmass their opponent. Additionally, in the most recent patch, their team bonus was overhauled and changed to every technology for everyone on their team, except for the age up technologies, is researched 25% faster. What that means is you get your economic upgrades faster. You get your military upgrades faster. So whatever you go for, you should have your upgrades faster than your opponents and be able to take better fights earlier on. And that goes for everyone on your team. So Portuguese are great civ. Berbers, we saw them in the last game. They're more of a cavalry civ. All their knights and their camels are cheaper starting in the Castle Age. So they're a good generic cavalry civilization. They don't really have any good economy bonuses to speak of, but their villagers moving faster helps them out a little bit, but nothing great. So they're a good generic cavalry civ.
Agreed.
And yeah, I don't think these are super powerful civs. in combination with each other, but I think they'll work well.
Agreed. We'll have a couple thoughts here on this map. I'm curious what you're thinking. So most of the wood is in the middle here on this map.
Yep.
As well as we have a ton of fish on the backside for everybody. Do you foresee anybody fishing on this map? And is that why? Well, yeah. I'm just curious. I'm curious if anybody's going to go fish, or you think this is going to be a straight land attack. And with that being said, if you do notice, we have Adu is actually in the middle, and he's going to go right to Matt. So it could be a great opportunity for Matt and Golden Royal to double team Adu from Feudal Age. One, Western hasn't been a huge help military-wise. I believe economically he's maybe sent some res and done some different things. But this could be a good chance for them to double team Adu as he's pretty close in proximity.
Yeah, for sure. Also, an interesting thing about this map is you'll notice the middle of the map is elevated. That means everyone's base is at the bottom of a hill. So, whoever can control the top of the hill is going to be in a position.
Yeah.
Units and buildings in Age of Empires, for anyone who doesn't know, how it works is any unit or building attacking downhill will do 25% more damage. And any unit or building attacking uphill will do 25% less damage. So armies attacking each other, there's going to be a 50% difference in damage output. So getting the higher ground is...
Makes a big difference. Yeah, that's for sure. Makes a big difference. Well, we'll see what we're doing here. Yeah, Meta, I see your message there. Yeah, even something as simple as mid-match telling him to say build 3 stables, make knights, or build 2 more town centers, etc. does make a difference. You know, Jade, one of the biggest unused tools that I feel like happen in a team game is the power of the pause button.
Yeah.
You know, I think there were some key moments in those last couple games for both teams that you could have hit the pause and you could have took a deep breath and you could have told your teammate, hey, what do you need? What are you thinking? What questions do you have? I'm here to help. You know, and as Meta just mentioned, even giving a couple steps, hey, stop what you're doing, make a couple stables, and all I want you to do is put out knights. Get 10 of them, and then come help me, you know, or, hey, just drop 2 more town centers and send food and wood, you know, and defend. You know, I think there's a lot of options you can do when you can take a pause. So,
sure.
Maybe we'll see a little bit more strategy in this game in that way.
Going back to your earlier question of fishing,
yeah.
I think the players towards the water should fish. Fishing is a huge boost to your economy over the long run. But the 2 players in the middle, I don't really have a preference either way. They're really far, so their villager is going to be idle for a long time trying to get there and get back.
Agreed.
So,
we do have Golden Royal first one here to Feudal Age.
Yep. Yeah, Tatars are typically more of an archer civilization. Their bonuses lean more towards archers, but they can go cavalry just as well. They get unique Step Lancer, which is a good unit, Landmast. And Saracens from Matt, good archer civilization. They can abuse the market. They get a bonus from their market, being able to sell and buy resources for cheaper.
Oh, look at this teamwork we have here. We have Team Scout, and they are going to snipe 2 villagers of Adu. If they can get them, and they did.
Yeah, they got it.
Wow, they
That
sniped 2
is
villagers.
huge.
That is huge.
That's huge, because that means 2 things. That means Adu's down 2 villagers, and his military buildings were denied.
Yeah,
he could have had
exactly. Yep.
He could have had both of those up now and be creating archers, but he hasn't. So he's going to be behind by like 2 or 3 archers that he could have had on the field. But because of that, he's going to be later to those. So that is huge.
Yeah, like what I'm seeing here, we see Royal Golden is putting out scouts already, and they did see the 2 archer ranges, so they know Adu's going archers.
Yep.
Let's jump over and see what Western's got going over here. Western put a defensive tower on his wood without being attacked. Do you like that, or
No, I
preemptive,
hate
or-
that. It's definitely preemptive. He's so far away from all the action, there's no need for that. The only reason you would put a tower, so the only reason you build a tower on a resource is if you know it's going to be attacked and you don't trust you have the military to defend it. Western has no idea
Agreed. Yeah,
that he could be attacked. He could not be attacked the entire game. We really don't know.
yeah, agreed.
So I think it's definitely preemptive, if not entirely.
Useless. A waste. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, Black Rose Dragon jumping in. That is my teammate, everybody. My teammate in this tournament. Glad you're here. He's saying, dang, it's almost 6 a.m. for Western, or what? Is that too early? I don't know Western's time zone. I believe, is Western in England?
I think Western's in India.
Oh, Western is in India.
Maybe,
Okay.
maybe he is. I don't know.
I think Adu is in India, if I'm...
Yeah, dude's in India.
So either way, it's definitely early for them. But I had an early game myself. That's the fun of these time zone games. I think our crew has done a good job of getting these games in. And down goes another Adu villager.
Yeah. But here we're kind of seeing the power of working together.
Yep.
You can see Golden, he runs in, he attacks the villagers, he draws the fire from Adu, and that leaves Matt behind, able to pick off the archers. And if you have no military, well, you have nothing to defend with, so your villagers are just...
And looking, again, I would prefer for Matt to be making archers, not skirms, but it's actually working out pretty well right now. Because Adu's fighting by himself.
Yeah.
And so, Matt is able to make skirms, but again, I think the archers would be a better play because then Matt would be able to keep all his food and keep making villagers. Instead, they're both wasting food on their military right now. But
Yeah.
I think as long as they can keep the pressure on Adu, I think that's what's important.
Yeah. It
You know
looks
what
like Western's trying to fast castle.
Yeah, and you know what I would love to see right now, just to kind of swing for the fences against the better player? I would love to see some forward castles on Adu. Or, excuse me, towers. Maybe a tower up here to deny this gold and the berries, and maybe even make it do a second one over here to deny the second gold. They've scouted them both. They kind of know where they're at, so...
Yep.
I think this game, that's what they have to do. They have to swing for the fences. They have to pretend Western is not there, and they just have to 2v1. I mean, I don't want to say this without saying this, but if you guys look, Western is stone-walled the back side of the map.
Yeah.
He could have made a stone wall if he wanted to, just from here to the water, and it'd been done. What are your thoughts on that stone wall?
It's useless. Like, the point of a wall is to keep out military units and buy time. But where are military units going to come from that direction? In order to get there, normally the wood lines don't generate like this, but the way they've generated, in order for units to get over there, they have to literally go around the entire map.
Well, they could cut through. But even,
Oh, yeah,
but even that, here's my question. They could just go around this wall. They could come this way. Where if he would have just walled from here to there, if he's going to stonewall, which I get the thought, hey, let me wall it so I don't have to even worry about it for the rest of the game. Okay, great. But just poorly placed in my opinion. And maybe he didn't scout it well. But I think they just got to keep this pressure on Adu.
Yep. Western, he's lacking gold, but other than that, he has the required buildings and the food to go up to Castle Age. He's also on stone, so I guess he's thinking of a castle.
He's walling himself of water. Good point, BP.
Uh,
Good point.
He's thinking way ahead. He doesn't
Yeah.
want a transport ship dropping off
That's
units
exactly
behind his base.
That's exactly it. So we see Golden Royal as he has walled himself off from his teammate. So he doesn't want to be. This is funny. But it's actually a pretty good game. It's pretty close in my opinion. I mean, there's some good battles taking place here.
Yeah, all things considered, I think Adu's done fairly well keeping himself defended. He's actually fighting the skirmishers with his villagers, which he can do. Skirmishers only have 3 attack, and villagers have 2 pierce armors. They only take 1 damage a shot.
Agreed. And these 2 spears are pretty powerful here. Keep Golden Royals scout cover away. Although they could die of them, they would take at least 2 huge shots. And they are pretty injured. A couple of them are pretty injured already with the back here, so we'll see how that goes. And we got Black Rose Dragon saying Western is from the UK and Adu is from India, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, and it's meta. I've been getting up at 6 a.m. for my matches. Yeah, I think that's all of us. All of us have been putting in some weird hours, but we love it. So. And Black Rose, is Western going for a fast castle? I wouldn't be surprised, but he's putting a lot of scouts out now, so hard to fast castle when you're spending that much food on scouts.
Yeah, I'm not sure why now. Like, why put out scouts now? You have the resources to go Castle Age.
You know, but Jade, we say that, and I'm so thankful that they're on ball fighting this game. You know,
yes, sure.
So I'm proud of Western for making, and look at Western by making army and military. He's the score leader right now. He's not leaving a dude to fight by himself. This has been a big deal. So
I think this is also going to be a good example where we'll see scouts archers kill scout skirmishers.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
So yeah, Golden, he just got to Castle Age, and he's researching Lightcap now, but he could lose all his scouts before he gets to that.
This is a good fight right here. Yeah, and Western has the upgrades on his scouts.
There you go.
I think that's what made the difference in that fight. He had the upgrades.
Yeah, Light Cav came in for that 1 scout for 2 hits, and then it died.
Yeah,
so
I think Western and Adu have a. Yeah, we'll see. He's gonna get right into VT Matt's. Does Matt see this? Does Matt see what's going on? Is he reacting? There we go. So he reacts. He needs to close that wall up and just keep producing.
Well, now all of a sudden the momentum's shifted.
The momentum is shifted, but here come the Knights. Here come the Knights. We got 4 Knights coming in from Golden Royal, and 4 Knights should be able to clean up these scouts, or at least break even. So.
Ooh, Western's abusing the market trying to get up to Castle.
Yeah, Western. But I like it. I like to see it. Western is playing out of his mind. I actually feel like somebody else is playing for Western right now. He's the top scorer. He's making some moves. He's shifting. He's changing. What is he doing? And yeah, those Knights from Golden Royal just have cleaned up and saved VT Matt. He's got to get these villagers back working.
Yep.
We got
now both Western are up to Castle Age.
They're up, so I can, we'll see if they can get there in enough time and see what it looks like the fighting has calmed down. Western with his stone wall, and he's now got 2 towers for defense. Adu has towered himself. And here come the Knights coming downhill. You think they should take this fight?
They should, yeah.
Yeah,
they should know that
Adu. Yeah, I agree.
They should know Adu's going to be to Castle Age soon, and it's so crucial to kill the archers before they can get their upgrades.
Yeah, so I think Golden Royal's just running around trying to find some villagers, but he'll soon find. That is all Adu has. Is those farms and that stone. Everything else is up here by this tower.
Both Western and Matt have the resources for a castle, and I'm curious to see where they're going to put it.
And there is Adu jumping into the Castle Age. Yeah, I'd love to see what Matt's doing here. I think he can make some. Matt's in a good place. He can if he can kind of catch up and help his teammate here, Golden Royal. I think Western is so far away. But you know what? Look at the stables coming in. Look at the stables coming in for Western.
Yeah, even though his stable units are cheaper, starting Castle Age, he doesn't have the farms to produce from all those. He doesn't have the gold income to produce from all that.
But you know what? I like the fight. I mean, he's making military units. He's dropping a castle. This is I like to see Western and Matt pulling some punches here and see what's happening. Here comes those ball of Adu again with him and his crossbow.
We see camels from Golden. I don't really like that choice. Camels died a crossbow, and the only reason you'd go camel is to counter the knight player. But Western right now doesn't really have anything on the field.
Yeah, I'd love to see some siege. A Mangonel or two to try to get rid of this mass.
Yeah, for sure. But I think Golden has enough knights now to take the fight.
He's got 14, and he's got the upgrades.
I think he can take
Yeah,
the
I
fight
think they
here.
could trap him right here. Trap him right here, right now. I think right now's his moment. Trap him, and oh, now he's got his back to both. If you could have got him right in here, where he couldn't got his back to the wall and the houses and stuff, but they're gonna have to move out somewhere. So it's actually just gonna give Golden Royal more time to mass up.
Yeah.
This could be a good fight for Royal.
Yeah. But at the front, Matt's castle's being denied.
It sure is.
He's gonna lose a bunch of
Where
villagers.
is Matt's army?
Doesn't look like he has any at the moment. He's got one archer and one more in the queue.
Yeah, I think that's just a response of, unless you're playing an arena, and even then, at this point in Castle Age, you gotta have military.
Yep. And now Golden needs to dive it. Just dive that army.
I agree. Yeah, but if he could have walled here and forced them back under his town center, that would have been a great move.
He needs to get on top of the hill. Fighting uphill's not good, and he's Tatars, so Tatars also get a bonus where they do an additional 25% damage
You're
if
gonna
the
go around
fighting.
the trees. You're gonna go around and yeah, you can go around and loop him in here. There we go. Just dive it, dive it. Okay, he can clean this up.
There we go. That's a good fight for
There
him.
we go. Yeah, he needs to get them all fighting then. Here come in some of Western's knights.
He's backing up. He can take that fight. Those crossbow are fairly weak.
Yeah, I'm liking I don't see any more camels coming. Those camels do not do well against archers.
That's one Mameluke. That's really odd.
But you know what? He's making military. So
He's making military. And gosh dang it if we don't love military.
Yeah, man, I think you're right. I
Mameluke-
think a dude did tell his teammate, hey, mate, you need to make these and pump out knights, and that's exactly what Western has done. Good job, Western. Western is... Oh, we have a pause. We have a pause. And, oops, it was an accident.
And it's a resume.
I thought we were going to get a team talk for a second, a timeout. But, no,
Yep,
look
so-
at this. Western with 13 knights coming in to help his teammate Adu. This could spell trouble. This could spell a lot of trouble.
So Matt's gone for Mamelukes. Mameluke's an interesting unit. It's a camel unit, so it has the typical counters that a camel unit would have, but it has the interesting trait of doing lots of bonus damage against non-camel cavalry.
Let me pause you real quick. I just jumped over. If you've seen Golden Royal,
I
brought
had,
some knights
yep.
over and jumped into Adu's base here, and has forced them to come back and fight. And look, Western just has knights sitting up top. He's got to come down here and clean up Golden's army. 10-2, 2-1, 2-1, 10-2. Oh, and actually Western has the better upgraded knights over Golden Royal with a +2 attack.
Yes, but Golden has the +2 defense.
So I see there. I see you're correct. You're correct.
So they kind of cancel out.
And we got a Jew making a move here, gonna break the walls of Golden's base. Does he see it? Do you think he sees this happening here?
I think he does. He has a Mangonel in that siege workshop and has another one coming out.
He's responding. He's responding. We got Matt bringing over his Mamelukes to the archers. I don't know if that's the best bet.
Come on, Golden! Use your Mangonel. It's right there.
Drop it right here.
This is your chance! Do it!
This could be a waste. This could be a waste. There they are. He's got two of them. Big shot, Mangonels. Come on.
Nope.
Okay, but it is scaring him off. You got to keep those Mamelukes alive. Come on.
Yeah, Mamelukes only have 3 range,
This is
so
a pretty intense game. I'm liking this. This is forced some battles early, and he's flaring. He's flaring over here, as you can see. And he's dropping defensive. I think this is more of a defensive town center than anything.
yep, for sure.
And I think a dude's just realizing he doesn't want to see a fight with those Mangonels, but it is given time for the Knights to return. Let's jump back over. We have a defensive castle going up for Matt, his second. That's actually a good castle, because that's the path everybody's taking.
It's a good castle if it goes up.
If it
I
goes
don't
up.
know.
He's
that
got the Mamluks. If he can get his Mamluks here, that would be a good fight. Here come the archers again. They're going to clean up if he's not paying attention.
Hello.
He's not paying attention.
Salam. How's the government?
He did respond. The hard part about Mangonels is they are just so slow, and these archers are just cleaning up.
Yeah, these crossbow are going to be huge pain. Golden currently has the villager lead, but that could very easily change in the next 30 seconds.
But a couple big Mangonel shots, and that could be a big deal here. He's got the 5-2 range. The Mangonels are at 7, so they both got the same range, so they can take a... It might be worth it to dive it and just take some big shots, even if they lose the Mangonels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Matt needs to get more military on the ground here. He's just throwing these Mamluks away at the crossbow.
What he needs is more economy. He's on 9 villagers.
Wow, yeah, unless Golden Royal can clear this out. This looks like it could be GG's. Western has played the game of his life. What do you think about Western's gameplay in this game? I mean, it helped that he didn't get, he's on the outside, he didn't get attacked, but I think Adu might have had a nice talking with his teammates.
I think so. I think Western really stepped up his game from the Arabia game earlier. He still has a couple things economic-wise to work on, but I think his military presence was a lot better this time around. This is a pure desperation castle from Matt. He's now on 8 villagers.
Yeah, I think if this isn't game 3, they call it already, being that this is the final game. They know it's their last chance.
Yep.
If this is game 1, this is called.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, again, if he can clear these out, if he can clear out these, I think they still have a chance.
Oh, good Mangonel shot.
That was good. Yeah, I think this is kind of our last thing. At this point, I think Matt needs to get it. Well, he does have the 2 castles. Let's just keep an eye on this. And we have a Do hitting Imperial, and that could spell GG's. He's just running around until he can get Arbalest.
Yeah.
If he gets the Arbs, it's GG's
As
for
soon as he gets to Bracer,
Yeah,
these crossbow outrange the Mangonels and he can just snipe them.
agreed. Yeah, I agree, Java. This has been an impressive battle here. And he kills the wolf just for good times. Just because he can. Yeah, Jay, do you think there's any chance here for Golden and Matt here, or you think this is pretty much it for the Centurions?
I think if Matt had 80 villagers, there'd be a chance. But even so, it's very difficult to fight the archer player. They're an imp first, they're on top of the hill. And he's really good, so...
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. And again, I'm very impressed by Western's play this game. And it kind of sucked for Matt to have to take the brunt of both of them playing really good games. I mean, again, I feel like Golden's played well. I feel like Matt could have played well, but I don't think he's expecting such a good game from Western with the Deuce help. So,
yeah, I think Matt and Golden played really well in Feudal Age. They had to do in a tough spot and really put him behind. And then they just kind of lost control. I'm not really sure how. I don't think I can really identify any mistakes they made. They just weren't able to do enough damage to him, and it kind of got out of control.
agreed. Yeah, and I feel like at this point it's just a slow death. But you know, Adu and Western are not taking the kill shot. It does the seem. They're kind of letting Matt and Royal kind of hang along a little bit. Yep, and now he does outrange these Mangonels, so unless he can sneak up on them without them being noticed, which would be a good time. I mean, it looks like they're attacking these houses. Now might be the time to come up and take a shot or two. Nope. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. See? That was a great shot. Great shot, Golden. I know he lost both of his, but he thinned out half the army and injured the other half.
And here come reinforcements is the issue.
And here come another 50. Yeah, this is GG's, guys. Matt is now fully retreating. Golden Royal, at this point, has been thinned out, fighting off. Matt's castles will go down shortly as they are in Imperial, and Western just keeps flooding with knights. Yeah, I suspect the GG be called very shortly. Golden is actually idling a lot of villagers. And Western is now in Imperial as well. And there's the GG call.
GG.
There is the GG call, and we have our winners. Adu and Western are our winners.
Wow. Game 3 was definitely the best.
Yeah, that was a fun game to watch. I wish all three would have been played that way. All four gentlemen played great. Good game, guys. Yeah, if you want to jump over and see if our winners want to give us a minute here, and they can jump in and jump in the stream and discuss for a little bit on their win. I think that would be great.
Yeah, sure.
Adu saves the day again.
Hey.
Daddy Adu saves the day, bro.
Adu saves the day. What do you think? Adu, good game. Good game.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks, man.
Those were fun matches, but that last match was impressive.
Yeah, that was looking pretty dicey in the beginning, I must say. Then I asked Western to make some scouts, and that worked just fine.
Yeah, it was really interesting. Western had the resources to go to Castle Age, and then he just made a bunch of scouts. We were kind of confused, but it looked like it worked out well. You were able to push back their armies.
Yes. Because I don't have anything to kill skirmishers. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt. Did Matt jump in here or no? Matt, just
No,
Western and Adu. Okay. So I was gonna ask the other team a quick question here first, but Western, talk us through your first two games.
I won't lie to you. I had loads of music blaring, so I was just vibing.
Just vibing. As we could tell, because here's what I thought. I really thought this last game that you paid somebody else to play for you, because you were a completely different player. This last game, you turned it up. I don't know if it was because the elimination game, or if Adu gave you some specific instructions. But you played out of your mind this final game. Very proud of you. Very good game.
Adu is my supreme leader.
He's your supreme leader.
He tells me what to do, and we win.
I tell you what, after this game, Adu is all of our supreme leader when it comes to age. Adu, you played amazing. I was impressed. With the other team. I mean, Golden Royal and Matt, they put up a fight in the games, and even making it a 1-1. I was pretty excited to see. Matt, I see you jumping in here. Are you there?
I'm here.
You're here. Hey. Matt, talk us through the first two games. I mean, you guys split. You guys went 1-1. What was your thought process?
We had a plan going into game one for sure. I was able to kind of boom it up and sling Golden a bunch of resources, and he took it from there with the fast imp on the Turks.
We saw the sling. We saw the constant sling, and we thought, hey, listen, that's just as much team game as sending military. So we were pretty happy to see that.
Yeah, that worked great for us. Our strategy in the other games was we knew how strong Adu was, and it was basically try to double Adu, and he played really well. We couldn't take him out. Yeah,
what happened this last game? What if you could do it over again? What would you guys do differently?
I would take a position that was not immediately next to Adu.
I think we would all.
I thought we played.
Yeah,
I thought we played pretty well at the beginning of Feudal, with his with Golden Scouts and my skirms there. We were pushing him pretty good, but he's just so good. It didn't seem to phase him. He was able
agreed.
to push right through.
Agreed. Hey,
Yeah.
Golden, what's your thoughts on this last final match? What was your game plan going in here? And you're being on the outside. I see nobody took water in this match. I was kind of surprised that nobody went water. Um, Golden, tell us a little bit about this final match.
Uh, I wanted to go double silver scouts, but I forgot to put some villages on gold for bloodlines, so I think the second stable was a waste for me.
Okay.
And yeah, and the decisive fight of the scouts, like I clicked petrol, but my scouts were moving towards the army instead of attacking.
Well, we have all come to love
Yeah.
the pathing and the fighting in this game, so
Hmm.
we've all been there
Like
before.
I clicked petrol like 9 times or something, and they're still like running towards Ado's base instead of the army.
Totally. Yeah, we've seen some in the first two games. A couple of you were floating a lot of resources while not making any military. Um, Western and Matt, especially for you guys in the first couple games, I think there was times that you guys could have bailed your teammates out. Obviously slinging res, but making some military for a little while there. It seemed to be a 1 versus 1. Was there any communication with your teammates? We'll start with you, Matt and Golden.
In the first game, it was, the plan was essentially to obviously sling him a lot of food and just support that Turk imp. Any extra resources I had, I was asking, and if he was good, I was trying to put them to use. But because I wasn't making military until the very end, I started to make a lot of champions right at the end. But by that time, it was over. The second game, I probably floated a lot of resources in the second game. Honestly, I don't really remember. I was trying to make as many ranged units as I could. Um, I was probably a little out of whack on my eco at points.
Agreed. Now I'll let Western respond, and then we'll close it up with Jade. I'm sure he has a couple questions for you guys. And again, thank you, Jade, for casting this. And again, I don't know if you guys caught it. This was a last second cast. We didn't want your guys' game to go unnoticed because this is a powerful matchup. We wanted to see it, but me and Jade kind of put a couple pieces of duct tape and string together to make this stream happen. So thank you, Jade. But Jade, go ahead if you want to jump in here after Western recaps. You can kind of take over there. But Western, what was your thoughts on those first two games?
Like I was saying, I was just vibing. So like whatever Adu needs, I'm there for basically. What he tells me to do.
Whatever
Straight
whatever
away.
Adu tells you to do. Okay.
Literally,
All
you
right.
know.
So that
in
really was
Scouts,
the strategy.
I'm the guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a fucking goth clown, right? I don't know what I'm doing. But if more about that, I say talk to Adu about that, and he has more of the answers than me. I was just following his lead.
Well, we found out Western's key to success is just vibing, man. Just vibing. So Jade, why don't you jump in? Do you have any questions for the players of the teams?
I'm curious how both of you chose your civilizations. Obviously, game one, it seemed like both teams had like game plans going into it. They had their civs picked out. And then games 2 and 3, it seemed more random. So I'm curious how you chose your civs.
Well, I can talk about what we did. We Golden is obviously stronger all around, but he's a much stronger cavalry player, and I'm a stronger archer player than I am cavalry. So our idea was to go one archer, one cav, and again try to double Adu. So the second game I went Malians, I think, with the idea to go archers kind of throughout, but the ability to switch if I needed to. And I think he played Berbers that game. And the third game was kind of the same thing as far as going in archer. The plan on that one had been to go archers into cav archers, but I did not get the chance to do that.
For sure.
So we had a little bit of a plan in the last two games. It was more so kind of balancing our civs than a specific like step-by-step game plan like we did the first game.
Obviously, like game 3, it's random, so you can't really plan for that.
Right. I mean, we saw what the map was before our first game, but at least speaking for Golden and myself, we were not terribly familiar with it. You know, we kind of looked at the map and said, okay, a lot of wood in the middle, all the relics in the middle, kind of this weird L shape around the edge, some water.
Right.
Like, let's sort of try to brainstorm a plan on the fly.
Perfect. Well, Jade,
Cool.
do you have any other questions for the players here? Otherwise, we're going to let them go. You guys have played well. Jade, any final comments or questions, concerns, editorial statements that you would like to throw in there?
No, not really. I think that was a great set. I really enjoyed watching it and casting. I think it was really well fought from both teams.
Yeah, I agree. I think in this tournament, anytime it can go to a third game, I feel that the teams were pretty balanced. So I feel like your guys' teams were balanced. Again, maybe it came down to a couple small things here or there. But you guys played well. Thank you guys so much. Adu and Western will move on. And we look forward to seeing you guys again in the tournament here.
Well, thank you guys for casting us last minute. Always fun to be on the cast.
You guys are welcome. All right, well, we will post this. I'm gonna get this over to the other mods. I believe they're gonna try to load it up on maybe the YouTube channel. But if nothing else, you can watch this back. I'll say, as somebody who's played in this tournament, one of my favorite, also most hurtful things is to watch back my replay and hear the casters talk about all my mistakes and all the things I could have done differently. So enjoy for both of you. Adu and Western moving on. You can go back and correct some of the mistakes you made. And Golden and Matt, you guys will get a lot of value as well out of watching the replays. And again, everybody that's in the chat, everybody that stayed with us and watched all the games, thank you guys so much. Again, apologize for any inconveniences with the stream. Again, the last second casting, we wanted to make sure this game was shown. Jade, thank you so much. You helped me. We got this done together. It was the last second for both myself and Jade. So thank you guys.
Thanks a lot, Rev. Thanks a lot, Jade.
Yeah, you're
GG's,
welcome.
everybody.
GG's. Thank you
Thanks,
guys.
guys,
Thank you so
bro.
much. And have a good one.